Hi, Jemima.
Oh, hi!
Welcome to my new closet.
This is very exciting. Thank you for having us.
As you can see, I have moved. Many of you were saying, oh, the Closet Confessions has changed. I know people hate change, but that was only temporary because I was so in the midst of moving. But now we're back on track and we've got a different wardrobe in a way because I've hung things slightly differently. So it's going to make me look at my wardrobe differently. This is obviously a very big wardrobe because I work in, putting together skincare and makeup and clothing, and so having resources to be able to give you lots of different examples is the most important thing to me. Downstairs in my bedroom, 2 cupboards which have got my predominantly very summery clothes in, and then I have a garage here where I have a rail for my coats that are more outdoor coats, and it's not heated, the garage, so for dampness I've just got coats that I feel won't get damp.
And no moths, I hope.
At the moment, touch wood, we are moth-free. This was a shell, this room.
Yeah.
And it's rare that we can have a whole room that we can use for ourselves for a closet. But I knew that I wanted to use IKEA. I can't remember the system.
Kallax?
Kallax
Yeah.
system. And I went for the ones that don't have the covers.
Okay.
Because I just like to see my things. So I did 50, 75 and 100. Those are the different unit sizes that I've got. And I did, on this side, the higher ones, 236, and on the other side, 201 centimetres.
Okay.
I got shelves that we put in for the top for things like hats. Other things, when you have open cupboards, you have to make sure there's no direct sunlight on your clothes. And what's great here is I'm east-west facing, so the sun does this, and when it hits here, those are protected. So there's never any direct sunlight onto my clothes, and that's kind of crucial. Before I had some things behind closed doors like my suits, and then I had all of my tops together, and now I've compartmentalized my tops. So I've got here navy, blue jean, and sort of muted metallics.
Yeah.
Here is sort of everything that is a metallic, whether it's a suit or a top.
Okay.
Whereas before I had that whole sort of, do you remember that sequin cupboard? So I've condensed that. You can see some have gone into storage, some I've got rid of, some I'm saving up for that sale.
Okay.
And this is all brightly coloured shirts. So I do actually like the fact that I've kept deeper here.
Yeah.
And this is brighter. I've got sort of pink area, which includes pinks and oranges and prints and non-prints. And I feel that's going to give me more inspiration to dress and think about other things. And
I
then
think
down
you
here.
see prints more when they're against a block colour or white.
You're so right, Jemima, because I had that, there were so many prints in that cupboard, and I am thinking, where have I put the rest of them? But I did ruthlessly go through and think, what am I wearing and what am I not wearing? This is all suits. Apart from that, that's a jacket. Actually, you know what? It's not. Now I'm looking, I'm thinking I should do trouser suits, blazers, and I've done it colour. So I'm actually anally feeling I need to rearrange that, and I'm thinking, do I have more trouser suits or more blazers? I have more trouser suits, so I'm going to do that right now. Let's just look at different blazers I have. This is the old Zara blazer, which I wore so much. Things that you have for years and you think I have something better that's new, but I just think, do I have a better textured navy blazer than that? And it's just, I've had this probably 15 years. So this is my latest black blazer, and it's a mad blazer, tees 90s shape, because it's really broad shouldered and it's got 3 buttons, which I haven't worn a 3-button blazer for years. It's that kind of drama blazer.
Is that the Australian one?
This is the Australian one, and I love the shape. It's very masculine, but then you can wear it with a long skirt and belt it, and there's flexibility to it. And I still need to lean in to think, what am I going to do with this blazer? All right, so that's my unusual blazer.
Yeah. How often do you wear a blazer?
I wear a blazer when I wear jeans and a shirt. So that's probably when I most wear it. I love a blazer with a wide leg trouser as well. But this is a blazer I will wear with skirts. I did this where I wore it with a low belt and nothing underneath. And this is a Zara blazer, the studio collection.
And has it got the pearls on the sleeve?
It has the pearls, it has a very nice
that.
lining. So that's my black blazer collection, and then I have 4 navy blazers. I won't go into details now, we can do this later. I love having my scarves out, I really see them.
Yeah.
And these IKEA units are one of my favourite units that I've had in every house.
It's interesting to see what colours you don't have in scarves. You've got a lot of like pinks, yellows, blues,
I do,
greys.
don't I? I don't have greens.
No.
Because I realise whenever I put on green, I feel I need a lot of makeup to make it work. And there's a few greens that really make me look green, whereas blue will inevitably make me look better.
Yeah, so these are your best colours
These are
near
my
your
best
face.
shades. Yeah, purples I've got into recently, neutrals I love, and they would just downplay an outfit or make it sort of softer. Blues, obviously, pinks, orange and yellow. And I hadn't appreciated these little inserts.
That's so
And
clever.
it just means you don't have to, you know, for thick scarves, it's fine to have that. But when you have thin little scarves, they topple and then you pull things out and then it becomes messy. So having these in there, even doing that makes you feel happy.
How satisfying.
Makes it feel like I can put more colours up. My desk I got from, did I get this from Habitat? Habitat, yeah. And Lila had one, I had one. And it's just so easy. And the little drawers I got from India Chain. I have my tapper here. And, you know, going down, coming up. It's really just to energise you. Tapping your head.
How often do you do that, Trinny?
Like when I feel your brain is fried eggs and I've had my 5th Zoom of the day, I then go, okay, get that shit out your head and let's get clarity. And it's amazing. So that's why it literally is, but it always topples over, so I just lay it down flat. Then over here we've got bags, and what's interesting with bags is before, do you remember I had those units and I had 2 of them?
Yes, the shelves.
So now I've changed how I do my bags because I did them by brand, and now I'm thinking, do I do them by colour? Because that's how, whenever we're doing Closet Confessions, I look for the colour.
Yeah.
So I've done yellows all together. I've done, you know, texture all together, sort of neutrals I call it. That is actually, in a way, I should probably be changing that around, doing that, putting the blue there, putting those there, tweaking that.
They fit so perfectly.
They fit so well. And again, little bags here, I've used these dividers. Every little space is used up well. I hate it when I've got a shelf and there's a lot of empty space at the top of the shelf, because I think when you're in a small space, you won't need to use every bit beautifully if you're going to do this kind of fitted wardrobe concept. Up here, you know, I've collected a lot of big bags over the years, so there's a whole mix. Here we have a light, because I do quite a lot of filming, and it just really helps when to brighten up the room. And you know, when we do Closet Confessions before, the lighting would really change, and now we've got light from both sides, so it does help us with the lighting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Do you feel the lighting's better now?
I love the lighting here,
I have my little porthole window up there. Now this is something
just
I've got
for some
to do.
direct sunlight.
Now look, bags, direct sunlight, this has to change. So having these bags out here is no different really from my previous wardrobe. But I think I just see all my bags really clearly now, because some are in the top of cupboards hidden away. Even though it looks like that's an insane amount of bags and I am a bag collector, I could put some in storage, but then I'd have gaps. This is a bag that Anya Heinmarch is fantastic. It's for traveling and I haven't used it yet, and it's got so many compartments. It's the most amazing bag. And it's called the 24-hour bag. This and my wheelie, I could go away for 2 or 3 weeks. This is a really old Bottega bag, and I love it because it slips on the back of the on the back of the suitcase, and I can put my laptop there. It's a really nice bag. Really old Prada bag that, you know, this Lila was, so I can tell how old she was 2 there. Maybe 3, so that's 16-year-old bag. And
the trusty mirrored bag,
Prada, a lovely brand that went under, which did vegan bags.
I love this one.
The design, it really upsets me this brand went under. I hope one of us watching and you think, how can you start again? But it was called Vuitton by Townsley. So beautifully made, they feel wonderful, the shapes are good.
Amazing colour.
Lovely colour, yeah. Really old Prada, really old Marc Jacobs, Prada, Tom Brown, and this brand from Australia, or where was I?
Yeah,
such a great brand. And they're called Haulia, and they come in this colour and in the orange and a few others. And for travelling, they're great.
Yeah.
I love a canvas bag, actually. The other side of our lovely IKEA units. And I've just put here my favourite coats.
But these are all your best colours as well, Trinny, aren't they?
They are all my best colours as well.
It's the same as the scarf. It's literally mirrored.
It literally is mirrored. That's so true, because I wear a lot of them with coats. That's so true to mine. So obviously metallics, my Dries and Balmain. A little faux fur, which will come out soon and go into the garage. My favourite Zara coat of all time, which is this off-white one, Givenchy coat, mango coat, Prada coat. It goes up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
This is, funnily enough, a Prada coat from 5. They've brought this back this season in the men's department. They have this sort of unisex range now. Rachel Solomon said to me, Trinny, I remember you have that coat, so you should bring it out now. Now it's a different structure and stuff, but it's exactly the same print, and it's interesting how they have archives, these design companies. So then we're going to go to shoes, and this is like, you know that really expensive wardrobes where it has like, you open it and then it goes back softly?
Yeah.
And they do that. I mean, they're just great. I've got here, some of the dresses are a bit long, but they're not fabric that would crease.
Yeah.
So I've got here all my high heels that I actually use, and it's so nice to look and think I use 8 pairs of high heel shoes. And basically, these are my flats. So I've got my Hogan trainers, which are over there actually, and then these are the flats I wear, and that's my shoes.
Perfect.
So just to, you know, many people have a lot more shoes than I have that they actively wear, or we always have lots of shoes, but we hardly wear any. So it's really good to think, you know, we want to sort of say, look at all my shoes, but it's really good to edit the shoes.
Yeah,
and
think about what's in your rotation and what you're actually wearing.
Belts now, all in one place. I mean, this is a dream for me. It's a bit messy because my sister came round borrowing a dress.
This is such a fun drawer.
So this is a drawer of
Dreams.
just inspiration, and it really changes everything, you know, having belts and having a variety of belts. Belts are either vintage or Zara, and probably for Prada.
You need to give us some tips about how you find these belts, Trinny.
And then my favourite other belt that I've got now, this belt, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
That belt from Oxfam in Westbourne Grove, and that was £10.
Oh my gosh.
So belts are beautiful things, and they never, ever, ever go out of fashion. I have belts here I've had for 30 years.
And so nice you've got them all to hand in a place in your wardrobe where you can see them and be inspired by them.
And then down here are my bigger belts, and I've got, again, Muji here to store them, and then I have little scarf things here.
That's a collar.
Yeah, it's a collar.
Oh.
I haven't worn this yet. This is something that Jemima and Molly, you would love this, but I just don't know if it's me. You always wear big collars, John. You've got one on today. Let's just show it, because it's a really pretty dress, and I mean, I love this dressing. It's very unusual, Jemima, for you to wear a neutral tone.
I was saying to Molly, I wear it about once a year because I never think to wear it because it's...
But it's super cute. And I like it with those earrings. Are they from chalk?
They're from chalk jewellery. We've all got a pair, but mine are pink.
That's so sweet of her.
I know, she's the best.
This is why it seems less, Molly, because I'm not hanging my jeans anymore. So here...
I did wonder where they were, actually.
Yeah, so here I've got jeans by different categories. So these are cropped narrow. These are also cropped narrow. And these are my sort of Zara wide.
And then does that make you think, right, I wear basically cropped narrow or wide?
Well, I wear cropped narrow, cropped wide, and long wide, probably, if I look at those combinations. Yeah. And I am trying to do them by length and by depth of toes.
Okay, and what about the jeans you're wearing now, Trinny?
The jeans I'm wearing now are either Zara or Paige. I never remember which one. Paige, these ones.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. And this is Vampire's Wife. And then here, this is another thing I always used to hang. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
All my sleeveless tops. And I always find it challenging to remember where things are and wear jumpers when they're folded. So this is different for me to fold my jumpers. I used to hang them and I loved hanging. But I see these colours, so I know what's there. And I think with the sleeveless ones, which I've really gotten into, I'm going to see them more here than when I have them hanging.
And you know when you go into a shop and it's beautifully arranged, is that how you feel? You go into a wardrobe now and it feels like
feels like a shop.
Like you're shopping and it's an amazing experience.
So that sense of shopping in your own wardrobe is personified.
It's a great fold.
Now my favourite little section here. So this again is that £89 unit. And I wanted to have Central Island so badly. And I looked up and I was looking at this place called Go Modern, and they have this unit. And I thought, oh, that's so beautiful. And it was like a 16-week delivery and it was £1,500. I thought, forget it.
Yeah.
But it got me into the idea of the central unit. So I thought if I took 2 of these, this is about the right height. So I've got 2, I've pushed them together, and then I'm actually going to pay for a piece of glass to go over them. And the piece of glass will probably cost me about £200. That would be the most expensive part of it. But it will be £325 or £360 instead of the kind of 1900. And so I've got my jumpers in here.
Oh, look at this colour coordination.
Yeah, and this is like, you know, I did think to myself, did I have more jumpers than this? Because the patterned ones were not in that long bit that I had before. But I think I didn't. And now I really see, having the patterns folded, I see them easily. The navies, I really culled down to the navies and the black. I don't have black jumper actually, these are all navies that I wear.
Yeah.
That's in the wrong location. The trick with jumpers is to not to have too big a pile.
Yeah.
So when we have a really tall pile, we forget what's in there.
Yeah.
And so just, I've got sort of 5 jumpers on each pile, 6 jumpers on each pile. And I really love this. This works for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Jewelry is how it was before, but I've put sunglasses with it. And so that makes me feel good that I've got everything together. Oh, and there it is. You found it, Mom.
There she is.
There she is. My little greasy girl. Goes back neatly in her thing. These are from Muji.
Yeah.
And these are from Amazon. These actually
Oh.
are the sunglasses. But I loved using these for my things where I had, you know, more finer chains, and I wanted that to vision so they didn't get
And do they
tangled
come
up.
like that?
They come like that. It comes as a set
Great.
of 3. And they're about £22, I think. The
That's
Amazon ones,
great.
yeah.
And you've got the mask.
And I've got the masks. Here I've got other bags, and I do keep this blind down because I just want to be aware that I don't want these to get damaged. So that's really it. This is it.
That is it.
That's
Wow.
it, yeah. Hope you enjoyed the wardrobe tour.
Yeah.
And I think we've got to really figure out now, Jemima, what
Yeah.
we're going to do for next week.
Yes, next week.
I thought about layering, Molly.
Yeah.
And I felt, you know, we're going into spring, and in Australia and in the Southern Hemisphere, you're gently going into winter. So it's that transitional dressing, and layering is so brilliant for transitional weather when you don't know if you're going to walk out the door and be freezing or over hot, and how can you just adapt your clothing to do that. So I think definitely that's our next one. And then after that, tell us what you want, and can't wait to be utilising the new wardrobe layout to share with you inspiration.
Such a great space.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jemima.
Molly. Thanks, Jemima.
Bye.
Bye.